Good evening, good evening. Wednesday, and another episode of Back to the Easel. I'm in a different room tonight, so it's a little bit different, a little bit different setup. Um, I'm actually not painting, I'm actually drawing tonight, which is slightly different, but still should be fun. Get a lot done in this hour that I give myself to go live. So let me just make sure everything's working on my side. Well, looks like it is. Kind of. So that's all good. Actually, I'm working on a commission tonight, and I hope you guys like it. Um, Nothing crazy, except it's probably nothing I've. No, I guess I've drawn these before. Now that I think about it, I need to put some music on. So I was having trouble with my setup, so I've been running around like crazy. You probably can't even hear that, but that's okay. I don't own the rights to it, so it's all good. So yeah, I'm going to go live in a second. And this is a little commission. It's like a 9 by 5 inch drawing. I guess it's kind of in my pet series. It's this is actually my kind of my office slash drawing studio, and then I guess I have a painting studio. I guess I have 2 rooms that I kind of split it up. And I'm thinking of like maybe the painting studio I should just call the playroom because it used to be my kids' playroom. I don't know. I feel like I play there and have a good time. So yeah, if you see this and watch it now or later, whenever, that's great. I appreciate it. If you comment, ask questions, I'm here for all of that. I like the interaction, and sometimes these drawing ones, just because it's a lot more progress in a short amount of time. Sometimes it's a little more interactive. We'll see. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna switch my views. There you go. So you've got me in the corner, and then the drawing up the board up here. And I went through and put a grid on, and I had to flip the screen. And yeah, even though it's still called Back to the Easel because it's kind of a play on Back to the Future, because I stopped painting like in an actual easel for a long time. So this is more of a back to the drawing board, which is actually not a bad name. But we'll keep Back to the Easel, Back to the drawing board. I guess if I did more drawing, it'd make more sense. Turn this down a touch. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay. Reconnected, so it should be good. We hope. Turn that off. Either way, I gotta get this done. So. Yeah, we're listening to Harry Styles tonight. I don't know why. My niece would be very happy. One of my nieces. The other one's probably not quite old enough to care. I feel like the challenge on this one is going to be the scale. Not a super large drawing. But maybe that's the benefit of this. I just want to work on my outline. And so people that follow me know I do a lot of kind of dog portraits. And I own dogs and have owned dogs for a while. But before I owned dogs, I owned a cat that was the coolest cat in the world. His name was Mondo. He was named after a X-Men character that nobody knows about. And he was super chill. And yeah, we lost him a long time ago, 20 something years ago. But he was kind of my college, was kind of my first pet, but also like my college pet. That's any indication because I haven't been to college. I'm just trying to get um, a little guy here, at least, start to get all the features in the right spots. I recently posted it's working. I'm on. It's working. Audio's working. Everything's working. So yeah, when I do commissions, I film it, whether it's live, whether I show in the live or not. But then I give a little video too with the people with the finished piece, which I think is kind of fun. I don't like prolong and do the entire. I do a little like time lapse because nobody wants to. I don't want to force somebody to watch every little brush stroke and pencil. Yeah. This is going to be a pencil drawing, and then I'm actually going to go back in and color the eyes with colored pencils. And only because he's got these really cool yellow eyes. Um, and I don't do a lot of colored pencil work anymore, but it was definitely like, I feel like that's how I kind of learned about color when I first started drawing. Before I discovered paints. Like recreating like comic book characters and colored pencil and portraits and all kinds of stuff. I do have a thing where if I'm doing somebody's portrait, I don't tell them I don't tell them I'm going to be live streaming it. And I think part of it is like if I hate it and I end up redoing it, which I really don't, I'll figure it out. I don't want them to be like tuning in and being like, "Oh my god, what are we doing?" This is pretty loose. I'm going to be doing a ton of painting. I've got a special show coming up. I haven't really announced it. I've kind of teased it a little bit, but it's probably the largest area I've put stuff since maybe like a solo show I did in college. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I've got a couple new paintings that are in my head that I want to get done. They're really large, and yeah, it's going to be a real trial to get them done. You're going to see me painting a lot. And I'm going to have to go in and redo some of this only because the reference I have is a little washed out. So this cat does not look like a cat yet, but don't worry, it'll get there. Getting placement. Cat's sort of coming out of a shadow, which should be really cool, but I'm really gonna, I usually keep these lighter, so I'm gonna have to really go in and add some darkness. So I'm not gonna worry too much about tonight. If I can get the drawing done and things in the right spot and start to get some of the... Anthony, what is going on? Not showing my abs. I'm not, I've got a very frumpy sweatshirt. This is my basement sweatshirt that I only wear in my basement because it's so cold. All right, so this guy. I don't think I've drawn anything in a live stream in, man, it's probably been maybe not a year. No. I've done some dog stuff, so it's probably been about 6 months. The recent dog commissions have been paintings, so I like doing the drawings too. That's really like the best way to learn how to about form, and it's always a good start to painting. So definitely have spent my hours drawing. All right, these guys are weird. Got tucked over. A little cat foreshortening here. That paw going back in space there. Oh yeah, I wish that's not accurate. I am not the six-pack guy. All right, trying to get this angle right. So Anthony, was that your six-pack? Were you drawing your own six-pack? I think I like to drink beer and eat cheeseburgers and bread too much to have a six-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting to be cattish, right? Starting to be a little cattish. All right spot. Yeah, that's probably right. I'm probably going to leave, I guess maybe I'll put like the pupil in, but I'll leave the eyes. In order to get the, like the orbs, I'll shade in there, but the orbs, the eyeballs. But since I'm going to go back in and do yellow, I don't want to add too much stuff I'm going to have to be stuck with. I don't know how to. There it is. The best pencil eraser ever. Well, second best. The kneaded ones are amazing, and then I don't know the label I've worn off because I've drawn too much, but it doesn't smudge it and make it weird. So the threshold's pretty low for an amazing eraser. Oh my god. Yeah, I enjoy working out, and I get obsessed with it. Um, More like I think there was a couple of summers I was just like crazy and was doing like these long bike rides, like not like a leisurely bike ride, like as fast as I could doing time trials on myself and trying to get like 15, 20 miles in as quickly as I could. And I kind of miss it because you got in great shape by just working out all the time. But I've got like a dog that requires a bunch of exercise, and now it seems like super self indulgent to like just work out for myself when I know she needs the exercise or she's going to be like chewing up everything. So now I go for like 4 walks a day and go to the gym a couple times a week, and that's about my routine. So it's not like there's not serious progress going on. It's maintaining and not slipping into bad spots. Okay. So I've got sort of everything in the right spots. I just want to like, and then start to get these shadows in. I honestly don't know how much I'm going to get done tonight. Sometimes these just get in a weird zone and you just can't stop yourself. And other times it is a struggle. So yeah, these two paintings I'm going to be getting done. I need to get reference shots of them because I want them to be locations in my hometown, but they're going to be like these large paintings with probably robots added to them, maybe something else. I got a couple ideas, so we'll see. All right, now I'm just gonna some of these shapes. It's a cat, so it's a bunch of fur, but I'm not really digging into the fur yet. I've done black and white stuff in a while. So easy not to worry about color. No, it's not easy. It's just funny. We get used to like thinking about the color of the value. I'm trying to get some of these darks in and break it up by value. Yeah. Boy here's got a very round face. Yeah, I really like charcoal. Yeah, I was having a conversation. So my youngest son is a Marine, and he is like crazy jacked because that's what he does all the time is work out. And he was trying to explain to me how my exercise routine was going to get no results. And I was trying to explain to him that the purpose of me doing it was not to get the kind of results that he was looking for. But I do like the idea of getting super jacked so that you could use yourself as like an anatomical reference for like Hercules or Conan or something. Pretty funny. But I think I would like personality wise, like a lot of what makes you a good artist would probably make you a dedicated gym goer, and because it is kind of that weird in your head focus. Some crossover. There's some crossover. Yeah. Oh my god, he's crazy. I don't even. I don't even know. I don't even understand. Like he was in, because he was in high school before he joined, so he was in really good shape then, and now it's just like crazy. It's just like bulk, and we used to, when he was younger, we used to like, wrestle and goof around, and I'm like, as soon as he came home like jacked, I'm like, I'm not messing with you. Like, no, just be a bully to me. I don't care. I'm not. There's no way. I cannot take this kid on. Those cat ears always have the little like when it comes around. There's like a little slit, and there's like a little gap, and there's like I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe that's how they can fold them different ways, point them different ways. When you're in college and you have a cat, you spend a lot of time like contemplating cat anatomy. Especially art college, I think you get lots of time. Nice. We had a lot of this is the kind of drawing that's going to look bad for a long time before it looks better. Just because there's so many layers. Is that on purpose? Or like this guy? I think my son actually looked into, like he's in the Marines and he looked into and reached out about becoming an Army Ranger. And something to do with, because it's a different, like you can do it if you're, but he'd have to basically stop being a Marine and again, I might have this wrong, and then enlist in the Army. And then if you don't become a Ranger, then you're just kind of stuck in the Army. Like he's like you couldn't go back to being a Marine. So I think it's like, oh, I don't think he ever thought about being a SEAL though. I think that's he's not a great swimmer, which I don't know why he joined the Marines if he's not a great swimmer. It's in the name, but I think the idea of being a SEAL just was not a pleasant. It was all the stuff he did not like all once. Right now, this cat has a different personality than he's going to have when I'm done. This is a moment I'm regretting, like, agreeing to do this specific size. Oh man, this is so small. But I've been doing small paintings, so I should be used to it. So even though I'm kind of getting dark in some spots, it's still very light. Um, you get to a point of drawing where you're kind of stuck on certain things. And a lot right now. It's a lot of lines, but it's not heavy. It's almost more like you would draw a comic book. I'm sure it's just not quite right. Yeah, it is. I try not to do these smaller than like 8 by 10, like the actual like box, because I'll put it in a mat with a frame, or a frame with a mat. That makes more sense. And then kind of working in where I know that mat's going to be. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. They, we're just going over pricing and different sizes. And I guess I offered up this size. I guess it was my fault. What was I thinking? That'll be fun. Maybe next time I'll think again and be like, we'll keep it 8 by 10. Actually, I think it's going to be fine. Kind of end up, sort of how I draw these is with, I kind of keep a lot of the line work in there. I kind of want it to look a little sketchy. And with the fur, that kind of makes sense. Like I don't do like the smooth charcoal thing with these. I want them to be like from a foot away, they look like black and white photograph. When you get closer, you're like, oh no, there's like 10 zillion lines in there. I am a masochist. I like to torture myself with all these lines. So I started posting these on, yeah, I think commissions are a little bit of that. Like they're always a little bit of, why did I do this? Quote about the beauty and the struggle. And the goal is to find the beauty in that, in the struggle and things. Kind of liked. I always had this idea that, especially when I worked in a studio with a bunch of people, that the people were learning, and you could always tell when someone was about to like level up because they'd hit this point where they were just super frustrated with what they were doing and couldn't figure stuff out. They're like struggling with something, and that struggle always became some kind of like, if you work through it, becomes this epiphany of like different way of seeing or working with the medium. So I always like the idea of kind of pushing myself. It's starting to be cat-like. This is one I'm gonna have to like look again the next day and make sure that anything's right. They could be like spend hours on a part and be like, oh, that's just wrong. That's the wrong shape in the wrong spot. Why'd I go so dark? Whatever it is. So it's like not only the cat, but it's like got like the lighting. I know there's just going to be layers. That's why it's like the first one is just getting things in the right spot. Start to put those first layers in. And then, you're going to work in the values, the exact values. Like this is like all going to be black. And that's going to change things quite a bit. Probably will have to use a regular pencil for that. Body actually goes like right. Peaks up here. Oh, it's like right here. Yeah, when I kind of move in the negative shape, it's going to help. Because like half of these drawings is just figuring out what the scale is you're working with. Yeah, it definitely does. It takes a while for it to kind of click. But I also think sometimes it's like, especially in painting, like I feel like in drawing, I guess too, you get to a point you're like, I feel like there's so much stuff to fix that nothing is right. I don't know where to start fixing stuff. And it just seems sort of hopeless if you're ever going to like sort it out. And this all happens in like minutes, maybe, or like half hour or so. And then if you work through it, I think like a lot of people just give up and they don't get any better. But if you just work through it or trust yourself that you'll figure it out, but that's in the right spot. I don't really know where this goes. So what is this? Can everything be in the wrong spot? But it can. Everything can be in the wrong spot. Like that's better. He's got these little charms on him, but I can't. I know I've got other pictures, so I'm going to have to kind of see what's on the charms. I'm sort of just leaving them as placeholders. I'll deal with it at a later time. Let's see where this is at. Hmm. I feel like the negative shape would clean this up, but once I get the back, start to get the background in. So this is all in light, and then the light comes around here. I think I'm just gonna, my own sanity, start to define some of that with a couple basic lines. Dark. Okay, it's definitely a cat. It's not quite the cat. A cat. There's gonna be a little bit of like working in and working back out. Let's just look a little better. Yeah. Open this eye a little bit, a little more round. Progress, progress, progress. You worry that AI is going to rob people of the struggle of creating stuff. The thing about all this little fur is you try to get everything in the right spot, but at some point you're kind of like doing the best you can. And maybe it doesn't matter, but maybe like sometimes it's like a clump of fur in the right spot actually defines the form in a way that you don't expect it to. Like it makes more of a difference than you think. But yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this area just because it's in shadow and there's a lot of variation. Now I have like a lot more drawn in, so I can start to get in pretty dark. This line is so important. If I don't do this right, that slit in the air is not going to be right. Delivered a dog portrait this weekend, and the dog did not like his portrait. He just, well, to be fair, he didn't like me very much either. He was kind of like, I had a dachshund that was like super protective like that, where it was just anything new entering the house was like a problem. It was just funny, like it was a portrait of him, and he was just like, I'm not having this. Yeah, it's getting pretty close. Fair the cat's just gonna be like, man. Another silly human thing. Starting to come together. I think it's looking pretty close. Yeah, the cat hair. I know. It's like they got like this weird like crinkle. I don't know. Did not have pets growing up at all, so having them as an adult or like college level, it's very you really think about the responsibility and kind of what they are, what you are to them. Yeah, I don't really have it fading back the way I need it to, but I know it's a couple shading a little bit. Plus the black in the background is really going to change all of these values. I miss having a cat. I had dogs for a while. I obviously have a dog now. And I can't have a cat now because the dog I have is very sweet to me and humans and other dogs, but rabbits, squirrels, cats, not so much. He's just too much of a hunter. The irony is she's sort of cat-like in her hunting. She's like super quiet, gets down low, and sneaks up on rodents. I'm actually close to an hour in already. Oof. I should be done now. I used to do this without grids, but it just became so much of my time was just fixing shape, like the big shapes, over and over again. The grid just kind of helps speed up the initial drawing process and get things in the right spot. Oh, and the reason why it's like a weird, like an elongated grid, because I just do it um, whatever size I'm doing. I have the same thing in photo and Illustrator. I have the grid, and I just stretch it, and it's evenly spaced, 8 by 8, and I just form it to whatever. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it seems to work. I think this will be okay size when I get done. Nice map, it's a black frame. Okay, I'm already fixing the shapes. The nice thing about these drawings is like when I'm working on paintings, when I get you can jump in and do like a couple things, but then it just takes so long to clean everything. So whereas this, I can just leave it out and then look at it sideways and say, oh, okay, let me fix a couple things, and then work on other stuff, come back to it. jet black. Now this guy's like, he's very gray. He's very gray. So, oh, that looks so, my screen looks way overexposed. But anyway, yeah, he's very, oh, because I changed the exposure so you'd see the light. He's very gray. But it's still going to be like black background. And then it's going to have to be, like this part's going to be almost as dark as he is. Once I get done with it. Almost dark as the background is. So Anthony, are you drawing now? Are you working on something right now? Like as you're on this, or just goofing around? I don't think you can include picture. I don't know on the chats, but part of me just misses like that college studio experience, or I haven't really had studio mates and other people drawing at the same time and working on stuff in a while. I always kind of like that idea. The accountability to being creative. I think like once I get a little further, I'll get rid of. Sometimes you get this the grid drawing, the drawing with the grid on it's kind of distracting. So get some more of these details in. And I'll switch over to a clean drawing. Unfortunately, there's not picture. There's not a lot of. I was like the anatomy of their paws and the claws and everything. I don't really see a lot of that in this. sometimes just doing a little bit of the background. This helps you kind of ground it and figure out how you've got, like the figure kind of makes, when you're just floating there, sometimes it's really tough to tell. Is if everything's kind of in the right proportions. I can't even tell exactly what he's on, some kind of bed or something. It doesn't look soft, it looks like it might be hard. I don't know. I don't know what he's on. I don't look too forward. He's like, relatively centered, which is weird. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be done with this tonight, but definitely a good start. I'll go with the softer lead a little bit and like really do the background, but I'm gonna wait because that's gonna be so messy. So if I kind of build this naturally and then come in and do a lot of the background last, should work well. Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know. I think TikTok allows you to do that. I guess you could do that in other things too, like co-host. I don't know. It might be fun to do like a 3 screen or whatever, 2 screen, and then do like drawing the same thing or the same subject matter. I don't know. That could be kind of fun. Yeah, I forget my paintings in for the show because it's stressing me out now that I'm thinking about it. I got 2 months. Got finish my Voltron that's on the easel. That is going well, but it's still, now that I added a bunch of stuff, it's a lot more work. And then I want to get 2 other paintings done, 2 other large paintings. And they are going to be very detailed. They're, what are they, 4 by 3 feet? The space I have to fill is so large. I'm like, I need these big paintings done. I could probably fill it with other stuff, but I can have the same impact as like a couple of really cool large paintings. Plus, the ones I'm thinking about are like directly related to the space I'm putting them in. So there's like a continuity that I love. All right. I think he's coming along. Like 2 more lines and I'm done. No, 2 more hours and I'm done, maybe. Yeah, I know TikTok, you can do it there. Because I was live streaming on TikTok, a bunch of people tried to like jump in and stuff, and I was like, what is going on? What is this thing? I also started doing these on YouTube, and I've just been doing shorts. I want to do some longer format stuff. And the shorts gets, a lot of views and likes and whatever, but when I do the live stream, nobody no, literally nobody. So I don't know, something I don't understand about it. And maybe once I do more of the long form and get people, like, I can use it as a, I don't know. I got to figure it out. I'm old. I don't know how things work anymore. Oh, whiskers are going to be fun. There's going to be a push and pull of negative and positive. All right, so I think it's starting to come together. I definitely have like the base drawing done. Like, I can definitely see where I'm going now, and then I think it'll work out. Nice thing is that the frame coming tomorrow, so I can double check the size before I finalize everything. Because you can kind of left myself a little room, even though it's small. So yeah, I mean, it probably looks kind of crazy down here, but it'll be good. It'll be good. Yeah, YouTube's a tough one. I just feel like everything's got to be so produced, and I'm not like pitching like any like quick answers. Like my stuff is like, yeah, it's a labor, it's a pain in the ass. But if you keep doing it, you don't have the Bob Ross, everything's done in a half hour and it looks good enough. So I don't know. And I don't really want to like so many like artists out on YouTube that do like the business of. And you get to a point it's like, do these people even like make any art or they just make like or sell any art? All they do is like make videos on how to make money making videos on how to make money on how to make videos. I don't know, it's weird. I don't think that's my niche. I think some of that could be interesting if it was like, here's my story, here's my journey, here's, and then if you're open enough and you want to do like your finances and stuff, and here's what I tried, here's what didn't work, here's what worked. But I don't know. It's just like also unreal. And even people that I kind of like on there, there's like I don't understand. It doesn't really seem to be about making art. Maybe that's the point. Like the business of it is not the. Everyone's looking to understand the business of it. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like everything, I think there's probably like a little bit of truth in a lot of it, but that doesn't. I don't know. Just different paths, I guess. Different goals. I'm just starting to dig this little guy now. I'm like weirdly angry, which I kind of enjoy. It's like on this side, like a scowl. I'm gonna have to go real black with these shadows to make that yellow make sense. Because if it's not, there's not enough depth, that's gonna look really cheesy. All right, a little over an hour. Yeah, I'll check the YouTube, and it'll be like I might have zero, zero views, or for like this video, or it might be like one. Oh, great! But what's weird is like even because I can do time lapses and different videos that I share other places, and I have like years of them, right? So I'm just kind of like remixing them or whatever and doing shorts, and some of those will hit for like thousands of views. So it's not, and you'll get like 20 or 40 likes. So people are like sort of engaging. A couple of people will subscribe off of those. So I'm like, yeah, I can see the. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do it like a. I think so much of it is like people go to YouTube to solve a problem. So I'm not. There's not like a hook. I don't know. I think it'd be fun if I had like infinite time just to make like random shit I thought was funny. But oh, like a gnat or something. We got this plant in it. And gnats love it. I don't know why. All right. Yeah, see, all this is going to have to be darker. Yeah. So thanks, people jumping on. Anthony, it was great to catch up with you. I it's so much fun having someone just to chat with as you're working. Um, so yeah, I'll finish this. I might do it live. I might just do it on my own and just film it and then show the video later. We'll see. I know I've got so much other to do, so I'll be working pretty much every day on stuff. Um, so yeah, thanks again, everyone who jumped on. I will be back on next Wednesday, and might be on before. Again, like my stuff, follow my content. I appreciate it. Likes, comments are awesome. If you ever have any questions, let me know. Happy to share what I know, and I will talk to you later.